Hello today, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. Today, as you can see, we can see some audio cassettes and all sorts of cassettes. We've got a few cassettes here, and this came with my Commodore 64, which I acquired just over 2 years ago off my mate. I have tested the proper cassettes, the original games, the software, etc. 99% of them all work, which is great. I mean, considering those cassettes must be over 30 years old, or coming up to 30 years old, and these cassettes here in front of you are exactly the same. Most of these cassettes come from the 1980s, but what we're going to do, we're going to have a look at them. The reason why they came with the Commodore 64 was, let's just say, let's get my words right here, so the YouTube police don't pick it up and try and give me a copyright strike for saying something I shouldn't have said. You know, you can't take any risks these days when it comes down to YouTube. So let's say these are backup tapes. You know what I'm bloody talking about, don't you? We all did it back in the day. Yeah, so basically, let's have a look at these backup cassettes. So, Computer Games 1. So let's have a look what's been backed up here. Challengers Tape 1, Pro Tennis Tour, Stunt Car Racer, Super Ski, Fighter Bomber, and Fighter Bombers Level 1. I think I remember this pack, the Challengers pack. Yeah, so... Oh, look at that for a cassette. That's definitely screams 1980s. Ultra Dynamic C60. So it looks in pretty good condition actually. Obviously the cover has been written on, but yeah, it's still got the original, at least got the original cover. Yeah, really screams 1980s. The old black cassette case, yeah. So that's Computer Games 1. Challenge, oh, hang on a minute. That one's got Amstrad CPC 464 on it, so I know I had a Amstrad CPC 464 back in the day when he had his Commodore 64. So perhaps I was backing up. I must have been backing up as well. Well, I did a lot of backing up. Kickoff, Pro Tennis Tour. This is the same Challengers pack. Hang on a minute. I know my mate had the Commodore 64 version. I did have the Amstrad version. I think that was a really early 90s pack, actually. So perhaps I was backing up well and truly to the early 1990s, because I did have a Commodore 64 about in the early 90s, 91, 9 years after the release. So I was pretty late to the party on that one. Kickoff. Look at that! A Commodore VIC20 blank programming cassette. So I'm only taking this as like a C15 or something like that. Yeah. I mean, apart from the little scratch, this must be well old then. This must be a very early 1980s cassette with the VIC20. And my mate did have a VIC20. So, yeah. What was it on it? Kickoff too. I'm only presuming that's all got to be for the Commodore 64. I think a lot of these are now all going to be Commodore 64. What do we have on here? Galactic Games and Ninja. So, not content to go out buying blank cassettes to back up all your games, he was stealing probably his little sister's story cassettes. I'm not going out and buying no blank cassettes. There's some cassettes I can just steal off my sister, little sister, and back up the tapes on that. I can only imagine his sister trying to get us some sleep. And hearing the sounds of Commodore 64 loading tones. That'll keep you awake all night. What do we have here? New Zealand story. Oh, the story tape. He didn't content with using one story tape, he probably used the whole entire lot. New Zealand story, tape 9. Oh look, he's still, the holes are still bunged up, look. Oh God, brilliant. Oh, what do we have here? Dragon Spirit and Dragon Spirit stages on the Commodore 64 128. Oh my God, what do we have here? This looks like an old looks like a Firebird logo there. So this must have had a crap game on it before that then. Oh, what was on here? Side 2, side 1. Tip X'd out. Oh, brilliant. Oh, what do we have? Look at that old, what that is? C60, no, it's a definitely different inlay. Chase HQ! I don't know why you would want to back this up, because the game on the Commodore 64 is absolutely rubbish. It's on a W.H. Smith's premium grade ferrite computer tape, a C15. Chase HQ. Let Chase. Oh look, it's even got the inlay in it. Look at that. I bet W.H. Smiths were thinking, nah, they're going to use these cassettes for programming, surely. Yeah. Super Monaco Grand Prix. Oh, a Boots cassette. That's a nice cassette now, isn't it? Looks like a C15. Yeah, these are late 80s cassettes when they became totally transparent. Oh, this one looks a bit dodgy. Very dodgy. Zaxon. Hang on, Zaxon and a Void Runner. Zaxon looks like an old Codemasters tape. And Void Runner on them. I can't imagine any Codemasters game being that bad actually, where you want to tape over it. What do we have here? Thunderblade stages. Oh, we got another Boots cassette now. A Boots C15 computer cassette. Yes. Boots were thinking they're going to use this for programming, surely. Yeah, exactly. Oh, what we have here, up here now? Robocop. Robocop Ocean CBM 64. You could tell we didn't have printers back in them days, or we did. We only had dot matrix, which, well, we didn't buy. So what do we have here? Special offer on this tape. Normal W.H. Smith price. I don't know. Well, there it is. And it's got Robocop. And it looks like it was an old Mastertronic tape. So the game couldn't have been that good if it got recorded over. Well, Robocop, I think it was alright on the Commodore 64. Scalextric on a C15. And what do we have here? A actual C15 computer cassette by W.H. Smiths. Obviously selling a lot. This looks more of an early 80s style. That's in pretty good condition actually, the actual inlay. Apart from the inside full of, well, ain't too bad. If this cassette's coming up, well, it has to be over about 35 years old, this cassette. Oh, listen kids, when WWE was called WWF. Yes, World Wrestling Federation, not World Wrestling Entertainment, whatever it is called now. Well, this one looks a bit, oh, what do we have here? A Memorex DBS 60. Now, could that be early 80s or 70s cassette maybe? Looks like that's, I don't know, maybe early 80s, I'm only guessing. What's that? DM's Games I Want to Get list. Danger Mouse? I don't know. That's interesting. Oh, what do we have here? A BTech Computer Cassette C15. Groomix in Space, that was my game. I did a review on that. Well, I say my game, it was my and my mate's game at the time. So this would have been created on Shoot 'em Up Construction Kit. Yeah, well, that would be a... Yeah, I've done, as I said, I've done a review on that. I know this one works because I've actually loaded it up via the emulation and all with audio tap. That's an interesting cassette, that one. The game was absolutely crap, of course, but there you go. Skate Crazy. Wow, what can I say? Looks like, oh, this used to be Wek Le Mans on the Amstrad. So this was one of my cassettes. So he's obviously backed up something using my cassette. Skate Crazy. That perhaps it was the time that I went from an Amstrad CPC 464 to a Commodore 64. So that would have been in the early 90s sometime. Yeah, because my Amstrad CPC broke. I think the monitor went, bought a modulator for it, ran it through the TV. It was bloody horrible, so I eventually went to a Commodore 64. Iridium Short Circuit. Once again, wonder what used to be on this. Music from the Amiga. Can you see that on camera? So this was a cover tape. Short Circuit, Iridium. So formerly a cover tape got taped over, backed up. Right, what's on here? Microdot Motorbike Madness. The state of... So this was a Commodore 64 software tape. I don't know, it looks like it says Commodore 64 there. So I wonder what was on here. 64 operating software. I don't know what that could that have been, educational software, something like that. Don't know. It got taped over, so he obviously wasn't too impressed with it. What do we have on the last of these rack? Got others, so stay tuned. So side 2. Decathlon and Jump Challenge are Activision Mastertronic. Decathlon Jump Challenge? Is that Eddie Kidd's Jump Challenge? And another story cassette, look at that. Oh my goodness. Taping over your sister's story cassette. I'm only presuming it was his sister's, I don't know. So let's have a look in here. We've got a really case of tapes. A really horrible, dirty... Ugh. Well, I've got a fear, so it must have been way near enough, coming up 40 years maybe this. Well over 30 years. So what do we have? An Acme Cassette C90. Look what we have on here. Strip Poker Part 2, Crazy Cars, Double Dragon, Yeehaw Kung Fu Grand Prix. I wonder if that was that managerial game. Games Tape 8. So he's backed up quite a lot on here. Oh, it's a 90 cassette. Why did it say... Oh, well, I was reading it wrong. It's a 90, sorry. Get quite a lot of games on a 90 cassette. Yeah. Games Tape 7. 720 Rolling Thunder, California Games, Solo Flight and Hemley News, International Soccer. And another Acme cassette, 90. Games Tape 6, Bounder. What's that? Image System? I don't know what that is. Simpsons, Bart versus the Space Mutants. Game Over, Mike Reed's Pop Quiz. Another Acme tape. Bloody hell. What do we have here? A Memorex, Games 9. Deflector, North Star, Masters of the Universe, Hercules, Avenger, Future Knight, Crackout and Trailblazer. And we have it on a Memorex DBS60. So that looks like one of them, maybe a 70s or an early 80s cassette. Be interesting to test these to see if they actually still work. What do we have here? Right, Games Afterburner, Dandy, Super Sprint, Ghostbusters, ISS, Ace 2088, GB Air Rally, Star Raiders 2, is that? Wonder Boy, Championship, Football and Fire Trap. And on side B we got Afterburner. A W.H. Smith Super Cassette C90. It's a Super Cassette. You've heard of Superman? Super Ted? Now we got Super Cassette. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's some bastard throwing their cassette over the house. A Super Cassette. Look at that, W.H. Smith's doing Super Cassettes. Okay. It's another Acme cassette. So we have Games Tape 4. Who Dares Wins 2 and Trap. What's that? Basket Master, Championship Sprints, Supercars. And it's another Acme, one of these Acme cassettes. So we must have bought them in a pack. So what do we have here? Target Renegade and Shoot 'em Up construction kit. And obviously I think these must be, what's this? Slap and Tickle, Outlaw, Blank Circ. Oh, so these must be the games that come with Shoot 'em Up construction kit. Tran Man, Sleb Squares, right. Okay. This is a TDK. Normal bias, well, yeah, whatever that is. A 60-minute cassette. So that's definitely screams 1980s. Look at that. Wow. If that doesn't scream 1980s, I don't know what does. Computer games. Enduro Racer, Guardian Canal, Nightmare, Blaze Out. And it's on one of these. I've got another one of those 80s retro, well it is 80s anyway. One of these old Memorex DBS C60s. Probably from the late 70s or early 80s. Rambo, Miami Vice, Space Harrier, Commando, Raw Recruit. And what do we have on the other side? Rocky Horror Show and The Goonies. What's this on? Oh, it's another one of these Memorex DBS 60s. Pretty popular tapes. Them and that, those Acme cassettes. We have Games Tape 3, Highway Encounter, West Bank, Gyropod, Formula 1 Simulator, and Phantoms of the Asteroid. And it's another story tape. He's probably sister for, where's all my story tapes going? Backing up your Commodore 64s. Well, his Commodore 64 games. And another one. Professional Ski Simulator, Professional Snooker Simulator, and Rainbow Island. And it's another story tape. Rainbow Islands. Yeah. Games tape. Oh, what do we have here? Bedlam, Two Bin, Bomb Jack, Buggy Boy, Jet Set Willy, Paperboy, Operation Wolf, Spy Hunter, Pit Stop 2, Monty on the Run, Bruce Lee. What's that? Fist, Street Surfer, Dan Dare 2, Ghostbusters and Kickstart. Bit nicely laid out there, even though it's done in biro. But oh no, what was that marker? A spin marker. Oh look, what do we have? I don't know what tape this is. Some bastard's Tippexed it out. Probably, I don't know. I get side A, side B. Ignore that. What do we have here? KGB Super Spy, Transformers, Kane 2, Night Racer, Football Manager, Humdinger, Dickie's Diamonds, Blood Brothers, Triaxis, Cosmic Causeway, Cybernoid, Cybernoid 2, Light Force, Excident, Eliminator and Sanction. Games Tape 2. Oh, what do we have? Look at this! A Scotch BX C90. Yes, oh that looks a nice tape, doesn't it? Definitely screams 1980s. Is it 1980s? Oh, it probably is. Or is it 70s? I don't know. It's a black cassette, so it's probably one of them early 80s. I don't know, it could be late 70s, who knows. I'll tell you on the man, it's got a barcode, so it must be 80s. Don't know when the first barcode machine came out, but it was an 80s technology, so it must be 1980s. What do we have here? Computer games, Angle Ball, Beachhead, Super Stuntman, KGB Super Spy. I thought I saw that before. Perhaps he backed it up twice. Super Tank, Superhero Swiv demo version, Mini Zork. Is that Weck Le Mans, Rally Driver, Endzone, Run for Gold, Soccer Boss, Aliens, Basketball, Prodigy, Mermaid Madness, Hacker 2, Explorer and Spin Dizzy. And this is a Memorex DBS 90 this time, with Tipex at the top. So that's all from that one, but we got more. Hope you're enjoying this. What's in? Let's have a look what's in here. If I can get the bloody thing open. There we go. Oh, it's not a lot of tapes here. Just some cassettes. Let's have a look. Masters of the Universe, the Iron Master. I think that Teletao. So this is an audio book by the looks of it. Don't know what's on it. It's got must have had something on it. It's a tape, sellotape blocking the hole, so it must have had something on it at some point. We'll have to check that. Another story tape. Obviously, that's had something recorded on it. What's that? Football Manager on the Amstrad CPC 464. I don't recall this tape. And Football Manager 2 on the Amstrad CPC 464. Yeah, I don't know. More of these story tapes. Look, I don't know what's on that. Another story tape. And what's that? Run the Gauntlet. It's got X's on it, so I wonder if these means these tapes are buggered. Don't know what's on that. So once again, I don't know, this could have been an old game on it. It's got an X on it, so these must be, I'm only presuming these tapes must be buggered. They've got X's on it. Yeah, that one's a bit damaged there. And, oh, what's that one? So it might have had a game on it because it's all been scratched out. Not a lot in that one, so probably maybe could be 40 tapes, that could be the reason. And we've got a lot final box here. Let's have a look in here. An Acme C90. Well, that's clearly not a C90, is it? It looks like it had a game on it at some point. Well, apparently what it used to have, Renegade IK Plus, Rampage Super Sprint, extra tracks, Renegade, same thing on each side. Clearly that can't be the tape because that's only a small tape. Mastertronic Motorbike Madness. with Football Manager 2 saves on it. Yeah. Elite saves with Football Manager 2 saves on it. Oh no, that could have been an old game. League Challenge saves. Look at the state of that. Bloody. That's had a game on it at some point. Split personality cheat saves 1 cheat. Another one with bloody yeah. A C15 computer cassette. You can just make that out. Codename Matt 2 saves with absolutely nothing in it. I don't know what that. The tape's no tape in that. No tape in this. Football of the Year saves. No tape in that. And Football Manager saves. Bloody hell. What a state of that. Puss in Boots. So this was an audio book by the looks of it. Telltale, Puss in Boots, Ladybird books with Football Manager saves on it. Well, that was a good game, so I'm not surprised. Codename Matt 2's saves. Bloody hell, used to be a Masters of the Universe. You can just make out on the behind the Tipex there. What's that? Elite Cheat. Oh my god. A computer cassette by Big K. Yeah. Kickstart 2 saves. I think I actually uploaded this onto emulation. So I did transform the tape image to a computer file, a TAP file. I've done a video on that, and if you're curious to know how that's done. So this was a Masters of the Universe tape. What do we have here? File name down. Oh my god, what's this? What that could be? Look at the state of that. I have a cassette here on its own. Must have a game on it at some point. Don't know what there's got tape on it, so I don't know what's happening there. Half a cassette box with whatever that is. Something adventure. And side B or something, whatever that is. Hang on, what's that? Side 1 mini office saves. More in golf. I just looked at that. I looked at that. Oh, a Dixon C15. Screams very 80s. That does. And what's on that? Mini office saves. Okay. Another, what looks like another C15 cassette with mini office saves, and W.H. Smith's cassette. And one more cassette to go. More mini office saves. Oh yes, look at that. And that's your lot. That's all of them. All the backup tapes. Quite a lot of backup tapes there. Must have been pretty busy back in the 80s, early 90s. Next thing is to do is actually test them on my Commodore 64. That'll be something, maybe something later, because this video's gone on long enough now. Anyway, if you've stayed with me, thank you very much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.